Well, hello everyone. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How are you today? It has been a while, and I do apologize for not being back sooner, but my hubby had hand surgery 2 weeks ago. And so unlike his other surgeries where it was his wrists that they were working on, he had his finger done. And I'm just going to move my light because it seems a little dark and shadowy. He had his finger done. So if you are bandaged up on your finger, and in his case, all the way up his wrist, he really had limited mobility for him to be able to do things. And so I have been spending most of my time helping him just to do everything. And I have one of those husbands who does a lot of things around the house. And so his not being able to do his usual chores meant that I was having to do them. So coupled with the fact that school started 2 weeks ago as well, I have just been exhausted and been out of time and not been able to really make a video. But I am back, and I am hoping, since this is Labor Day weekend and I do have that additional day off, that I'll be able to do a few videos. My family has just skedaddled for a little while, and they have left me to make some videos. So what we are going to do today is we are going to make some tags. Now, if you follow me on my Instagram, you may have seen this tag that I made, and it's using Tracy Fox's new kit, Keep Creeping Portraits, along with some papers from her dark compendium kit, which came out last year. So I took those papers and I made a little tag, and I used the Keep Creeping photo of this handsome gentleman, along with some Tim Holtz stuff. You'll see oh my goodness gracious, the specimen, I think it's specimen, I can't remember, the little tags. And this one I made as a joke. It says 6 stitches equals 1 inch, because I also borrowed an idea from Louisa Heinzel, where she did some hand stitching on some of her photos that she's making a new autumn in August, I think it is. She has a release, and I used some of my leftover numbers that we were using in our Christmas trifold folio. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below. So yeah, I've been using some of those portraits, and I have been making some creepy tags along with the dark compendium papers. And I have, in this case, well, in all of these cases, been using an Aall and Create die that I have that makes a very large tag. And in the Keep Creeping Portraits, there are some butterflies in there, and I have printed those out on vellum to make them a little bit more see-through. And I do have a few. Let me just see if I can grab them out of my little bag here. I do have a few that I have printed out that might be a little bit easier to see the vellum. Okay, I just thought that they were, in that case, kind of similar to Tim Holtz's new release of his the ideology release with the moths. And so I was kind of trying to use them in that way. And so I printed a bunch of them on vellum. This little guy, I also added some glossy accents, and I highlighted. Again, this is a little Tim Holtz bug. And I gave him a noose. And as you can see, Roger is sitting with us. And again, another Keep Creepy portrait, and some of the ephemera that I had left over from the Creep on June, and a vellum, and a Tim Holtz frame. And this lovely lady, again, a Tim Holtz frame, the vellum butterfly, which I am sticking on using double-sided tape. And I have given this lady an extra little eyeball to make her look a little bit more creepy. And the word deadly, I actually cut out of a scrap that I had left over when I was cutting up the dark compendium papers to make my tags. So what I thought that we would do today, I thought we could jump back in and make a tag. And my first one is going to be a little bit simpler than the second one. And of course, in my, haste to get a video going, I forgot to ready my glue. So we will just hope and pray that the glue will work for us. I'm going to grab a baby wipe just in case it gives me a little bit of difficulty. I do apologize again for not being here sooner, but sometimes, you know, family just comes first. And when last weekend was my daughter's birthday on August 25th, and so her boyfriend came down to visit from northern Florida, and so he was here for the weekend. And so even though there was someone here to help out my husband, it was a little too noisy in my house to get any videos done. So I'm just going to put that little baby wipe there and scoot in a little bit. Now in this case, I have taken the word curious because Tracy has two other new kits, Creep, which includes an ephemera kit and some pages, and I will link those below too. So this word curious is from that kit, and so we'll be using that little tag. This lovely lady is from the Keep Creeping Portraits kit. This is a scrap that I had left over. It's out of a paper pad, and I can't for the life of me remember the name of the paper pad, but I'll try and link that below too. And it was just a scrap, and what I've done is I've cut up some of the bricks to make it look like a little bit of a broken brick wall. We'll be using that. And this is my tag that I cut out. It comes in two pieces. It's Aall Creates tags, and I will link that below. And so you can see I took basically the same pages and I just created a tag from it. So what we're going to do is we are going to glue this top tag down to the base. Oh, there we go. How lucky were we? Our glue is working. And I'm just trying to be a little bit careful where I'm applying the glue, because this tag die cut does have some little holes in it to enhance, I guess, the appearance of it. I guess that's a good way to put it. And so I don't really want to get the glue oozing out of the holes. And I'm just going to add some glue all the way around. And the top tag does fit onto the bottom tag in a certain direction, but I'm not too concerned with that right now, because I do have my tags upside down, and so they're not going to exactly lay the way they're supposed to, because I wanted to get this gentleman on the front and on the back of the tag, because I just kind of love him. If you were a fan of Tracy's Creep on June from 2023, and you are also a member of her Facebook page, you may have seen some of the posts that I made. Excuse me. I was not a member of her design team at that time, but I did do a lot of different tags and all sorts of things. I don't even remember if I was really working with a functioning YouTube channel at that time. I know I had a YouTube channel, but I don't think I was really doing too much with it. You will know that I used this gentleman's face in a few of the things that I made. So yeah, if you want to go back to her Facebook page, it's the Foxy Crafters. I'll try my best to link it. I don't know if I'll be able to, But yeah, it's the Foxy Crafters. So what we've done is I've added this brick onto the tag, but you'll notice that I left this little moth kind of sticking out there, because what I want to do is I then want to add my little lady onto the tag, and I'll just lift her up to show you. And I kind of want to utilize the moth wings that are already pre-printed there to make it look like she has moth wings. So yeah, we're just going to glue her down. Like I said, this is a relatively simple tag. I do have another one we're going to make, which is a little bit more involved. But I did prep and prime everything. As you can see, I've inked all the edges on everything. And I have pre-made some different little things that we're going to do on the other tag. Just like I wanted to be able to just get some of it done so that these videos are not too long, because I do have some plans. I have designed a couple of things other than the tag. Well, not a couple of things. I've designed one thing, and I have done it in a couple of different ways. And so, yeah, I want to try and get that video started as well. So I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit short. But there you go. We do have her stuck down. And you can just see the little wings peeking out from behind her shoulders. And then I thought it would just be cute to kind of add the word curious up here in the corner, maybe laying on the bricks. Okay. So we'll just put that down. And like I said, I pre-cut and pre-inked a lot of stuff in preparation for this video. And I really think that Roger needs to go out. So before I get started on the next tag, I'm just going to get up. I'm going to put you on hold for about 2 minutes. And then I'll come right back and we will work on the next tag. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Both of the boys decided that they wanted to go outside. And if it was a little bit cooler out, I probably would have left them outside and waited for them to bark when they were ready to come back in. And there's a fly in here, so if you see something zipping back and forth, we have company. We'll name him Fred the Fly. Back to what we were doing. Okay, we have finished this tag. Okay, like I said, it was relatively simple. Other than doing all the die cuts, it was a simple tag to put together, and it is kind of spooky, but this one might just be a little bit spookier. Now you can see I have yet another one of the vellum butterflies. Okay, and I have pulled out some string, because as you can see in this tag with this one, I actually absolutely love this portrait. I added 2 little grommets, and I tied a little bit of, I can never remember what it's called, twine, but like that itchy kind of twine down here on the bottom. So I thought we might institute the same kind of idea on this tag. Now, you can see that I have some cut up bricks here, as well as the ones that I used in here. Okay, but these came from a paper pack, and these came from Tracy's kit, Creepy Creep. There is a page in the kit that is a brick wall. And so what I decided to do in this one was to take a page from that kit and use the same technique. Let me see if I can actually find the page that I was using readily, and of course I can't. But what you do is you simply go in and you cut around the bricks to create this like broken wall effect. And I really wish that I could find the piece that I had. And I did have one readily available until, of course, I decided to come on. And, oh, I think I found it. Okay, hang on. Hang on. This is one of the pages from the kit. And as you can see, I've cut out parts of the paper. And what you would simply do, oh, there goes Fred the Fly, is you just go in and you cut around the bricks, okay? And you can just trim all the way around like so. And you can cut out a row of bricks if you'd like this, okay? And it creates not only some excellent leftover bricks, which maybe I'll find a place for them in there, but it creates sort of like a broken wall. I know that I took out a lot there, but I could then go in and just trim off maybe, let's say we want to trim off this brick. Okay, so let's just go in and we'll give this one a cut. And we'll go around and we'll cut out this one. Oops, sorry if I hit you. And we'll just trim around it like so. And so now we've cut a shorter edge of the brick out. Now you can utilize this piece, or you can just take the little pieces of bricks and even cut them smaller if you want to, or just stick them on your page or on your tag, whatever you happen to be making. So that's what I did here. And I just took a little portion of the wall and I cut it out, and we're going to use this on our tag. Now again, this is another portrait from the Keep Creeping Portraits kit. This is a Tim Holtz frame. It's the ones that he just recently put out, and I can't remember what they're called, but as you can see, I kind of sanded around the edges and I folded it to make it look a little bit beat up. In the case of this one, I did the same thing. I just folded it up, and then when we glue it down, we'll just catch little parts of it so that it will still stand up like this and give it a little bit of texture and a little bit of a worn effect. Now, in order to add my string, this is a page from the Creepy Creep kit. I cut out a section of it, and I can't even tell you how big it is, but let me grab my ruler and maybe I can just give you an idea. I cut this piece out, and it is just about 5 inches wide. And it is, a little over 5 3/4 inches tall. This portrait, in this case, is a little over 4 inches tall. It's about 4 1/8. And it's just 2.5 inches wide. So what we're going to do, we are going to, first I'm going to find a safe place to put my ruler. We are going to begin by threading through our string, okay? And I already laid this out before so that it should work properly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my string right, yeah, sure I am. I'm going to put my string right through here like so, and I'm going to pull out a good length. What I did was I measured out 3 times, roughly 3 times the length of the piece of paper. And so what I'm going to do is I am just going to go in and I'm going to thread through all of these holes, okay, like so. And I'm just going to kind of lace through all the way up. And I know this is probably like watching paint dry, so I'm trying to do it as quickly as I possibly can. And I'm going to lace all the way through. The reason that I thought of adding this kind of an effect, I'm just going to have to turn this over so I can see what I'm doing here, was if you look at the waistband of our little pumpkin lady, you're going to notice that she is unnaturally thin and tight. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen a corset. My nanny used to wear a corset, and that's not my nanny. That was a paid nanny. That's what I called my grandmother. She has a very unnaturally thin waist. And so it kind of reminded me of my nanny's corset from when I was a little girl. And I remember her wearing it to kind of give her a more shapely figure. The woman had 8 children, you know. God bless her. Okay, now that I have laced all the way through, I'm going to come back. I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to go back through the holes again, like so, so that it kind of creates a little bit of a, I guess, corset themed kind of thing. And we're going to come back and we're just going to pull through again. Okay. And I hope that you're seeing all of this because I am trying to see what I'm doing at the same time. I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to go back through the hole like so, if I can get it through. I was going to do this off camera because I thought that it might take up too much time, which it is, but it's really not that hard. So yeah, I'm creating sort of like another little texture on this. And it also kind of reminds me of button front shoes that women used to wear. My nanny wore those too. She had button-up shoes, and I remember she wore them for the longest time. And they were sort of like a little shoe boot. And yeah, that's what she wore. And I remember my mom and her sisters and sister-in-laws. My mom is one of 8. She had 4 sisters and 3 brothers. And I remember her and her sisters-in-law because my mom had the most amazing sisters-in-law. They were my aunts. And they all used to come visit my nanny. And they would take her out shopping and buy her new shoe boots that laced up the front. Okay, now you can see what I did was I took that piece of string that was dangling there. That was the string that we started with. And now I brought it back up through that other hole. And I'm just going to kind of pull it tight, but not too tight. And then I'm just going to tie a little bit of a bow. And it's going to give us the effect that I wanted, which was either a lace-up shoe or a corset. And I'm just going to grab this. And yes, Nat Williams, I'm having a problem tying a bow. Nat's another one of the creative design team members. And we have a running joke about tying bows. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to pull this through because I don't want an overly huge bow. I just want a dainty little bow. Okay. And so there we go. We have our little bow and we have our little corset or lace-up shoe. Okay. And then this extra string never goes to waste. Put it aside and I'll use it for something else. So there we go. We have our little pumpkin lady's corset. And now what we're going to do is we are going to add our bricks. Okay. And I wanted to put some bricks up here in the top like so. So we're going to glue that down. I guess I wanted it to look like the portrait was part of a broken wall that might be in a crumbling mansion, you know, a spooky mansion where you hear bumps in the night and ghosts going boo. So yeah, I just kind of thought that we could make it look like a broken brick wall. Okay, and we'll kind of put that there like so. So we have some bricks on the top, and then I thought that we could add some of the broken bricks down here on the bottom. So we're just going to add some glue to that too. I've been having a lot of fun with these new kits. If you know me, you know I love to create for Halloween. And I can't even begin to tell you. Yes, I went back to work, and of course, you know, my little spending budget has been increased because now I'm getting paid on a regular basis. and I went a little ham, as the youngsters might say, and I just absolutely had to have a lot. And when I tell you a lot, I mean a lot of the new Tim Holtz stuff. So I have a whole box holding all of the things that I decided I needed to have. Okay, we are going to add our little lady pumpkin, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to pull her more to the side here and then a little bit down on the bottom, because I want to put the frame over her and I want everything to show, because I also want to add our little butterfly. Okay, and we're gonna put our butterfly kind of hanging onto the frame. I have added some double-sided tape to the butterfly because, as you know, I have told you time and time again, wet glue and vellum do not a good relationship make. And so I tend to use my double-sided tape when I use my vellum. Okay, I am going to put my little pumpkin lady right about here, because I want my bricks to show and I want to make sure that she is straight. Okay, so I'm just lining her up and I'm going to pull that little bow out of there. Okay, and so there we go. We have our little pumpkin lady, and I do have a surprise for you at the end after we have added all of this stuff to our tag. And so now what we'll do is we'll add on our frame. Okay, and I'm just going to glue it so that it still kind of buckles here on the side. So I'm going to add the glue all around. I've also, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, I kind of scuffed up the edges of the frame with one of my little sanding discs. I don't believe that I bought the Tim Holtz ones. I think I bought some other kind. I think I got on Amazon. But I could scruff up with them and scruff up the edges so that I can ink. And so I've kind of taken what used to be a relatively solid piece of, what do you call it? I guess they use cardstock on these. And I've kind of modeled it up and abused it. And, whoop, our bow got stuck. And just made this kind of damaged frame on here. And so there we go. I'm trying to glue, but I don't want to glue my bent parts. I'm just going to lift this up and make sure that I've gotten it somewhat straight on the card. And I think that's pretty dang close. Okay. All right. So there we go. We've added our little frame. And now what we're going to do is we're going to peel off the back of our double-sided tape, and we're going to glue our butterfly down. Now what I do is I've only put the tape onto the body and the head part because I want the wings to sort of hang freely so that it looks like it gives the illusion of movement, because the vellum starts to curl. You can see that it's not laying flat. So I want his little wings to kind of curl up. And so we just, let me pull this over. Yeah, so we're in the center here. I just want his body to kind of stay stuck down. And there we go. See? It has a little movement, and like I said, the vellum is curling up naturally. I haven't done anything to it, and I just want to make sure that this frame is staying nicely stuck, and it is. It is bent into a weird shape. It's kind of gotten distorted from all of the things that I did to it, but that's okay. It just kind of adds to it. Now let me just grab, I'm kind of reaching in front of you because I wanted to grab her out. Now you can see I gave her an extra little spooky eyeball. Well, that is what we are going to do with our pumpkin. Now I thought, because this butterfly has sort of a purplish hue to it, I thought we could give her a pink eyeball. I will link these eyes if I can. They are glass. I mean, they seem like glass. Not really sure if that's exactly what they're made out of, but I got them on Amazon, and I got a whole bunch of them in an assorted variety of colors. I mean, even like unnatural colors, like the pink. And I do have, there are some orange, which is the color that I gave that other lady. And there are some red. And of course, my glue is not cooperating. Let's see, is it going to come out now? Yeah. And I think that they do have a sticky back to them. They have a white back, and I'm not really sure if there's an adhesive under there. I haven't been able to peel it off because I'm not sure if it's an adhesive or if it's actually the part of it that gives the eye, the white of the eye. So I just glue them down. I use them on glass bottles with collage medium when I make my spooky bottles. So yeah, we're just going to give her a pink eyeball. And I think that's the finishing touch. Okay. I think she's kind of cute. In a spooky, weird kind of way. But yeah, what should we name her? How about Matilda? Matilda, Fred the Fly's around here somewhere. And so this is the other one that I did with the eyeball. And these are some more of them again. I'm just going to pull them all out just to give you another glimpse. And like I said, this one I used, oh gosh, it just went out of my head. Oh, lordy, lordy. Yeah, glossy accents to kind of bring out the body of the little Tim Holtz bug. So we have him too. And where did the one that we just made go to? I can't believe I just lost her. I think she went flying somewhere. And this is the guy with the spooky string sewn in. Oh, lordy, lordy. Oh, there she is. Okay. And then this is the one, the other one that we made together. I didn't add a butterfly to her. And I think she's kind of lonely without one, so I might just go back and add one, and I will show you it if I decide to do it in my next video. She has an empty spot here. You know, she does have wings, so maybe she does need a friend. So maybe I'll go in and I'll add another butterfly. But there you go, guys. I want to send you lots of love and big hugs, and thank you for your patience. I am very behind in answering my comments. Hello, Celeste. It's my friend Celeste from Woodland Inspired. I've linked her before. I'll link her again. And she always comments, and she's just awesome. But yeah, lots of love, big hugs, and please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I really hope you enjoyed this comeback video for me. And so, yeah, Matilda and I are going to go, and we're going to get ready for our next video. Okay? Bye for now. Take care.